Hello everyone. Without wasting our time, let's start our video. Our first word is toppled, which means collapsed, pitched, overthrown. Sentences which we can use in our daily life. Okay, you can improve your pronunciation, you can improve your vocabulary, you can improve your synonyms. So listen each and everything carefully. So here are the sentences. Our first sentence is: the strong winds toppled the old tree in the backyard. The political scandal threatened to topple the government. With a single push, the tower of blocks toppled over, creating laughter among the children. The mountain climbers narrowly avoided toppling down the steep slope. In a surprising turn of events, the underdog team toppled their reigning champions in the championship game. The economy faced a crisis that could potentially topple financial markets. Now it's your turn to write any sentence of your own. Our next word is sweltering, which means hot, blistering, scorching. Here are some sentences of sweltering. The sweltering heat of the summer sun made it almost unbearable to be outside for long. We sought refuge indoors from the sweltering temperature and turned on the air conditioning. The lack of a breeze made the sweltering afternoon even more uncomfortable. She wore a wide-brimmed hat to protect herself from the sweltering rays of the sun. The desert can be incredibly sweltering during the day but surprisingly cold at night. The air conditioner broke down on the hottest day of the year, leaving us in a sweltering apartment. Now it's your turn to write any sentence of your own. Our next word is unrelenting, which means inflexible, persistent, and steadfast. Here are some sentences of unrelenting. Her unrelenting optimism helped her overcome even the toughest challenges. The unrelenting march of time brings both change and continuity to our lives. The team faced an unrelenting schedule of games, leaving them exhausted but determined to win. The unrelenting pressure from his boss made it difficult for him to maintain work-life balance. The teacher's unrelenting commitment to her students' success was evident in her extra hours of tutoring. The enemy's unrelenting attack pushed the soldiers to their limits. Now it's your turn to write any sentence of your own. Our next word is mitigate, which means lessen, reduce, alleviate. Here are some sentences. Adequate disaster preparedness can help mitigate the impact of natural disasters. The introduction of safety protocols in the workplace is crucial to mitigate accidents and injuries. Efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions are essential to mitigate climate change. The construction of a flood barrier was undertaken to mitigate the risk of flooding in the area. Installing battery insulation can mitigate heat loss in a home during the winter months. The use of seat belts can mitigate the risk of injury in a car accident. Now it's your turn to write any sentence of your own. Our next word is vulnerable, which means helpless, at risk, and open to harm. Here are some sentences. The elderly population can be more physically vulnerable to illness. He felt emotionally vulnerable after the breakup of his long-term relationship. The loss of her job left her feeling financially vulnerable and uncertain about her future. The coastal town was vulnerable to flooding during heavy rainstorms. The old castle's crumbling walls made it vulnerable to the elements. Children are often more emotionally vulnerable during times of change or stress. Now it's your turn to write any sentence of your own. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment for more interesting videos.